Hello, friends. Namaste. Good morning or good evening, everyone. This is Lavanya. I live in Australia. I'll be the host for this session. With divine blessings of Dr. Brahmashi Subhash Patriji and Swarnamala Patriji, let us start our today's session. I would like you to welcome back to Divine Breath YouTube channel, PSSM Australia, initiative of Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. Please do subscribe the Divine Breath YouTube channel. So for the past 3 weeks, we are discussing about Upanishads. And so there, we have come to know what is Upanishad and what is Vedas and what are the ways we could reach to Brahman through Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga. So Upanishads means sitting near a teacher to get knowledge. So when are these Upanishads are considered the end of Vedas, that is Vedantas. And we have also seen about Mandukya Upanishad, which is from Atharva Veda. So Mandukya means frog in Sanskrit. And last week we have completed this Mandukya Upanishad, which has 12 verses. So the major part of this is about the wakeful three states, that is wakeful consciousness, dream state. The third one is the deep state. And also we have come to know about the word Om and how it makes the complete universe, which is all that is the past or present and the future is Om, and it's a cosmic vibration. So today we are going to talk about Isha Upanishad. So with this, I would like to welcome our host, our guest speaker, Prasanna Medisetti from Houston. Prasanna Garu, over to you.
Thank you, Lavanya, for giving me the brief things that we have already learned. Hope, is it clear, the voice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Upanishads, in the last Upanishads, the Mandukya Upanishad, which is a very important one, that's what we say, if you can able to understand, or if we are all able to understand and follow the Mandukya Upanishad, as Sri Rama gave to Anjaneya, that's what I mentioned in the beginning. So he asked like Rama, what is that Upanishad, or what is that scripture that I can read and follow or understand in order to get away all these difficulties in the life, normal life. So that is Mandukya Upanishad. That is what one Upanishad is enough to understand the thing. So that's what we have completed the last 2 classes. So what is that? We basically learned about the three states, that is Jagradavastha, Swapnavastha, and deep sleep. And then at the end is the silence. So that is the Turiyavastha. So these are all the states, and how the Taijas Avastha from the beginning, that means when we are in the awakened state, whatever that we see is the Akara of the Om, and then Ukara of is in the dream state, and Makara is the deep sleep state. And beyond that, the Om, at the end of the Om, if you go to that silence, absolute silence, which is nothing but the pure consciousness, the Turiya state. So if we can, once we understand that, and if we are able to follow that, you need not study any other Upanishads, because here these Upanishads are not a sequential one, this after this, nothing like that. Okay, but only thing is, it's better if you take the smallest Upanishads first to read whenever you are reading and understanding. If you take the book, even Isha Upanishad book is this much. Okay, only this much. Okay, this is only Isha Upanishad book. But in order to understand, it is the vast. It is the entire thing. Even that Om itself has taught us like entire world, entire thing, entire manifestation. It talks about, right? So any Upanishads, it is talking about the Atman. Any Upanishad, if you take, it is talking about only that pure consciousness, only that pure Atman, which is limitless, but operating as a Jivatma with the limits of time and space. Because once we come to the body, we are just acting as a limited body, limited time, limited space, we are acting. So we should have that knowledge. What is that we should have? We are not that limited beings. We are limited beings. We are thinking that we are limited beings of this body. We'll say that, oh, I became 40, I became 50, I can't do that, I can't run like that, because you are limiting yourself to your body. That is why you yourself are assuming. I'll just give you one parable or one story for this. There is a washerman in the olden days, right? The washerman used to take everybody's clothes, and on a donkey he keeps it, and he went. He goes to that whatever the bayou that they have it, and then they just wash the clothes and come back. One day he forgot that to rope for that horse, right? Horse, or not horse, donkey. For the donkey, the rope he forgot, because he used to tie the donkey with the rope. Okay, he forgot, and he went there, and he don't have the time to go back and get the rope and tie it. So he's waiting. Okay, what to do? So one sannyasi is going that way. Okay, what should I do now? Why you are lost? Why you are seems to be lost? He's asked like, well, this is what happened. What should I do? Then that sannyasi will say that, okay, do one thing. Just act. You have a rope. You tie it. You tie it towards its neck and tie towards some tree, and that just act as if there is a rope. Okay, so he does that. He acted everything, and he tied to the tree, and he went, and he's getting a fear in between. He's watching, but the donkey is not going anywhere. It is just within its limits only. It is only doing that, and it is. And evening he said he put every clothes, and he said chalo, but it's not going. Again he is in a trouble, and he calls that sannyasi. What is that? Why it is not? No, you have to remove the rope. He said, if there is a rope, I can remove it. But there's no rope. What should I do? Act as if you are removing a rope. Then that washerman does that acting of removing. Then he said, chalo, then we start doing. So why I gave that is, we are also acting. You are an unlimited being, but we are acting that you are a limited being with the body consciousness. Because we are thinking we are just this body, right? So whenever you are thinking we are just this body, then we are not able to act that we are unlimited beings, and we are able to do anything. So that is the thing, that what we have to have using this Upanishad says, you should understand that you are the pure consciousness. You should be aware of that you are the pure consciousness. You can act as an unlimited being. You can, if you have that knowledge, whenever you have that knowledge that you are an unlimited being, what will happen? Whenever you have that knowledge of unlimited being, you will feel that, okay, I can do anything, that kind of thing. You will not limit yourself. My body is 40 years old. I can't do this. I can't remember this. I can't, I may not able to run like that. Those limited thoughts you will be stopping, because you are, whenever you understand that you are a supreme soul, you are the part of that supreme soul, you are the Atman, and you are not acting, you are not a body consciousness, then you can just have everything. Okay, that is where it is. So Vedas here, whatever this Vedas or these Upanishads, the part of the Vedantas, right? They are Shrutis. That's what it called. Shrutis means they were heard. They were heard by the rishis or ancient rishis. They were heard, and then they passed on that knowledge to their sishyas. How they could heard? They are able to go to that state where they were not a body consciousness. They were able to go to that state where they are able to listen to that God's words, or whoever the words, right? So they are able to listen to that, and they are able to grasp it. But at one point, they thought that we are not able to, we cannot memorize all these things, because there are some point where people thought that we cannot memorize anymore. We have to write down, because the memory of the rishis and memory of these people were lost. They are not able to remember everything. So then they started few million years ago, they started writing these things. Then only. So then these Vedas are available in the scriptures. Before that, it is only smritis, like whatever I heard, and it is just going, remembering, and they are just passing on to the sishyas and all. That is how. So every Veda is talking about, every Veda, every Upanishad is only talking about the Brahman. You may call it as pure consciousness, that we have talked about Turiya, or it is the Brahman. It is the ideal Hindu life, right? In an idea, So everything, ideal Hindu has to be understand and read these scriptures. That is what our scripture says. You have to read this. These are like gurus, because nowadays we may not get a guru like Vasishta or a guru like the people who can make you understand. We don't have that kind of system. So what is the system that we have is this scriptures. Because so many things we don't know what was written in Vedas. So only thing is what we understood is Vedas. As soon as the moment you talk about Vedas, you know that, you do this, you do that karma kanda, you do this kanda kind of thing, right? If you don't do this, it may happen. These kind of things, whatever our Brahmins says, our priests will say, that only we know. But actually, if you see, there is a science in it. There is so many parts of the shakas of the science is also there in the Vedas. There is a math in it. There is a mathematician. You can pick up Vedic mathematics. If you see, there is a branch Vedic mathematics. How you can solve the problems using a Vedic mathematics in a very easy way. All these branches are there, but only thing that we know is, okay, if somebody died, you have to do. If something is happening, you have to recite these mantras. But even we don't know actual meaning of these mantras. Actual meaning of those mantras, or what is happening, why those people have kept that. While they are keeping that, they also mentioned these things will be changed, these rituals will be changed according to the kala mana dharma. So according to the time, these things will change. Like I gave you an example. I'm not sure whether this class or the other class. So I gave you an example. Like in olden days, we say that it is the east-facing house is the good. That's what that we has written it, right? So east-facing house is a good when you have a lot of space, when you are opening your doors, in the main door, when you're opening, keeping it open, because the sun rays come into your home. So which is a very good. That is the reason why east-facing house is good. But in the modern scenario, in the modern apartment scenario, or in any modern, even if you have an independent single family house, I have, even then, I won't be opening my front door all the time. I don't have luxury of opening the front door and keeping it open, right? So if in that case, what is that? As per the Kalamana, you have to change that thing. But are we changing? You are still paying for premium for the east-facing homes. What is that actually that we are doing it? So even in Vedas, they said, according to the time, these things will change. You have to change. But we are actually, so those things which we should not change, we are changing. There are a few things which we have to stick on to our dharma, stick on to our scriptures things. Those things we are changing like anything. Oh, these days, where in the world we can do that? It is the past-paced life. We are changing. But these are the things which you should change it. That east-facing house is good in those days, but not nowadays, because nowadays the situation, what it was written, is changed. So there is no meaning if you pay for a premium and go and buy a east-facing, nothing will happen to you. So that is what actually, if you understand why everything was kept, then accordingly you will act. Suppose if you know that east-facing house was given only for that, then you in an apartment, when you are buying, you will buy the west-facing apartment. The reason is you can open the back door. You can always open, because there won't be any entrance the back side, right? So you can open and you can let the sunlight come in. You cannot open the front door. That is how you can change it. So that's what we are saying. The ideal life, you have to not only just to read, but you have to understand this. So Ishavasya Upanishad talks in that it is an 18 aphorisms, 18 slokas thing. So these are the small things that I am taking up so that it is easy, right? So previous one is only 12 slokas. You are able to, at least whether you are able to feel it. Feeling is totally different, because you have to go to the deep meditative states in order to feel what the Upanishad is talking about. It is not so easy that just like that, because whenever whatever I am able to talk, if you understand, it is not that you are going to feel that state. Only thing, we are able to understand the states. If you want to feel that states, you have to have that real meditative state that you have to go. That is why even any scriptures, when they say that after meditation, after a half an hour or 1 hour of meditation, if you can read these scriptures, you can understand better. That's what they say. But nowadays, if you are going to driving and listening or something like that, these things will not go to our mind, because you may feel that I listened, I understood, but the thing is, it is a state where you have to feel that Atman, Parabrahman, everything is Brahman. That's a kind of state that we have to feel. That when we are saying that Om, that when you feel it's the entire thing, and when you are in the sleep, so that feeling, right? That is the one. Now we understand what is it, but feeling is totally a different one. So, and that is the first three. It is also talking about the self-knowledge, Atman, the self-knowledge about. So in Bhagavad Gita, there is a chapter itself for this, the self-knowledge. So it is talking about, then it is talking about the prayers that we have to have, and the afterlife. It is talking about the afterlife, what will happen. And it is talking about some Sambhuti and Asambhuti. And it is talking about one and many, and it's talking about the Vidya and Avidya afterlife. All these things are talking in this Upanishad. So mainly, because I'm not able to share the screen for today, so here it is talking mainly about the three things. The entire Upanishad is divided into the 4 parts. I can say that is the first part. First three verses talks about 3 paths. 3 different paths to reach. So the 3 different paths he is giving, one for sannyasinis or yoginis or sannyasinis, how you can reach. The second one is the people like you and me, how they can reach. The third is saying, if you are not doing these 2, the third one, where you will go. If you are not going sannyasinis or a normal people, where you will go. So these 3 sutras talks about the first 3 different paths, where you will go. And that the 4 to 8 is talking about meditation on self, meditation on that particular Atman, how you can do that meditation. That talks about 4 to 8. And the integration of the knowledge, right? Whatever the knowledge that you have, how to integrate and how to do that. That is the 9 to 14. So that those slokas are talking about. And the vision of the God. What is that God's vision? Why he created? Why that this much creation came from the God? That is talking in the 15 to 17. And the last one is aspiration of the devotees. Then he talks about the aspiration of the devotees, how the devotees should be. So these things, Ishavasya Upanishad, he is talking about. So if you want to read very clearly on these things, because in the classes, whatever, we are only generating the interest. We are giving you the basic thing and generating the interest. But if you want to read, you have to read, because Upanishad is only this much. As I told you, Upanishad is only this book. But in order to understand these things, what the rishis was talking about here, we have to have the commentary. We have to go with some commentaries. Last time I told you, Mandukya Upanishad is only 12 mantras, but there is a commentary on that, which is 4 chapters. Okay, so those who want to know more about it, what is this Jagadradavastha, what is this Vapnavastha, you have to go and read that. Similarly, Isha Upanishad, if you want to read, go to the read and read the commentary, which is in the 8th century, the Advaita philosopher by Adi Shankaracharya. He is the one who commented in all the 10 principal Upanishads. Out of 13 scripts that are available, there are 10 principal Upanishads. He has written a very good commentary on all the 10 Upanishads. So you can go and read. So how actually, he says, how you can experience these things. Whenever you say God, what you will feel, me, Lavanya, is different. I am different. And God is somewhere. He is different. That's what we are feeling, right? So whenever you are inquiring God as a third person, you will not experience anything that is told in Upanishads. You will not experience. When you can experience is inquire the God as the first person. Inquire God as the first person means inquire the God. Who am I? Who am I? I'm actually inquiring about myself. So whenever I'm inquiring about myself, the God within me, the Atman within me, whenever you are able to reach to that state, then you are able to understand these Upanishads. So that oneness part, right? Think of that consciousness, think of that person within you. Then only you will be able to understand these Upanishads. Apply the life, apply for everything, apply in your consciousness. What is that? Everybody is talking about consciousness. Remember, if you are not conscious, you are not able to experience any of the things. Okay, I'm just closing my eyes and walking. Okay, so there is a parable, right? Lakshmi Devi want to give a big gold to one of the thing, but that particular road only, he thought, I will walk this road, I know this road, I will close the eyes and go. Even Lakshmi Devi give 100 varahas or anything, you will not able to see. Similarly, when you are actually closing your eyes, means closing your consciousness, you cannot feel anything in this world. Right? So when you are conscious about your consciousness, when you are conscious about your consciousness, then only you will be able to experience all the things that are explained in Upanishads. You cannot explain if you are not conscious about your consciousness. So that's what unconsciousness, yeah, okay, consciousness, forget it. So consciousness, how you can practice it? Using awareness. Using awareness, you can practice that consciousness. That is why you say in the meditation, what is the difference between meditation and sleep? Sleep is unconscious. Sleep is unconscious. You are not conscious about yourself. Whereas meditation is awareness. You are conscious of yourself. You are sitting, meditating. You are conscious of being that consciousness. You are aware of that consciousness. You are shutting your mind, but you are aware of your consciousness. Suppose, let us take, you are eating an ice cream in your dream. Still, you are actually feeling the taste, even though it is not real, because in the dream state also you are feeling. Suppose you are not actually conscious at all. You are not actually conscious. You became unconscious. You slept. Somebody kept you in the ice cream in your lips. Are you able to taste it? No, right? Because you are not conscious, then you are not aware, then you are not able to experience that. So here also, awareness is the fundamental concept of our existence. Agreed? Awareness is fundamental concept of your universe. If you are not aware of your this thing, then everything is nonsense. Everything else is nonsense. But if you are aware of it, you find sense in nonsense also. There is a sense in the nonsense also, right? So you find sense in the nonsense also. That is what here says. So in the life also, if you are aware of that, all the things, then you will be able to do that. The truth is so close. You have to go to the truth. Why we are not able to find the truth, because if your friend home, you will find the way in a GPS, or you will find the way, the way, and you go. How do you find the home? How do you find the route to your home when you are in your home? Is it difficult or easy? It's difficult, right? You are in your home only. Truth is the same thing. You are with the truth. It is very difficult to find the path to find the truth, because you are very close to the truth. You are not finding the way to the truth. You are a true being. You are a true being. You are that awareness. Find out that awareness. You are such a pure conscious being that you inquire. That's why even Ramana Maharshi or anybody says that inquire about yourself. Find out that whom you are. That reveals everything. You are not the product of your thinking. You are not product of your thoughts. You are the happy being. You are a blissful being. Whom you are. Do that research. When you are, these Upanishads will help you to do that. It is not helping you. It may not help you to do achieving in any of the dreams, but it will help you to understand who you are. It will help you to understand how all the manifested world came from. It will help you to understand where you are, how you created this manifested world. Nobody created, God has not created. It is you have created this manifested world. Did I tell you the iPhone and Android example? The iPhone, suppose you have an iPhone, can you take it to the Android a repair person and ask him to repair it? You can't. Same thing vice versa. But when you come to this world, you are finding you want to build a road. There is a one mountain is there in between. Is the engineer will stop laying down the road? He'll find a way. Either he'll dig the mountain and make a way, so to make a tunnel, or if that is a very small, then make a roundabout and do that. So he is doing. How he is doing? He is not the creator. How he is able to find out? He is not the iPhone manufacturer. How he is able to repair the iPhone? See, here he is the creator, because he is the creator, the Atman which is there within that engineer. So within that engineer or within that every one of us, he is the creator in the different world. So he is able to mender it. That means he is able to modify that creation. Only when you know when you are a creator, you will be able to modify it. If you are not a creator, you cannot modify it. So you are the creator. When you are able to do that, means you are the creator. When you are in a different thing, you have created that. That's why you are able to modify it. That is what he is saying. This manifested world came out of you, because you are the creator in a different pure consciousness. When you are there, you are the creator. Now you are thinking that you are a body consciousness. Oh, I cannot. I'm sure some of you might have felt, oh, I cannot read this Upanishads. That will be too much in depth. It is not that you cannot do it, or I can do it, or I cannot do it, or somebody can do it. It is everybody can do it. Every one of us. We are limiting ourselves to the body consciousness. We cannot experience. We cannot handle. We don't know. So definitely you can experience, every one of us. That is what yesterday only I'm talking about the Thinking on Destiny book and the other class. So in the Thinking on Destiny book, that Harold Percival, he experienced all these things, whatever these Upanishads is talking about, just in 100 years ago, in a busy New York City. So that gives us a reassurance that not that these rishis have done so much tapas and all in Himalayas or anything. Those they would have experienced, not us. That's what we feel it, right? But when these people like Parsival and all these people are able to experience, they are able to hear all the knowledge and they are giving means. When a person in 100 years ago can experience, can't we experience? We may not be the Arjuna or Sri Krishna that who can understand the Bhagavad Gita, but when we can reach the Parsival, right? Because he is just lived with us in 100 years ago. So when he had that capabilities, we also have the capabilities. We would have the capabilities. Only thing is, we have to have that awareness. We have to have that awareness that we are also the peaceful being. We can also go and do that. That is what here it is saying. So Isha Upanishad is all over, means in the Isha Upanishad, what it is saying is to see all pervading truth. Here it is saying, the overall thing is, it is saying all pervading truth in and though is distributing trials of phenomena of the world. It realizes the truth is outer world is plurality. The truth of the outer world is plurality. Last time I showed you one video, right? We are thinking that we are separate and the consciousness is, if you take all the consciousness is same, we all came out to the different. So this plurality is not the real. The real is only the ekatvam, that is aham brahmasmi state. That is, every soul is having only one. That is the real one. That is what here is the Swami Chinmayanandaji, he's commented about this. This is overall about the Isha Upanishad. Any Upanishad will start about one Shanti Mantra. Every Upanishad starts one Shanti Mantra. This Shanti Mantra is like my favorite, which I always am having. Which I always use for any of my yoga classes or any classes, right? So this Shanti Mantra is Om Purna. Last time also I think I used it. Om Purna Mada Purna Vidam Purnat Purna Udaschate Purnasya Purna Medaya Purnameva Vasistate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the Shanti Mantra. Even any yoga practices or any of the scriptures that you start, it's better. If you cannot do this, just do 3 Omkaras and can start. But this is a very, so what he is saying is here in this Purna Mantra, that is Om Purnamadah, that is whole. And Om Purnamidah, Ida, this is whole. Purnat Purnam Udachyate. From Purnam, if you take out the Purnam, the whole, when you are taking out the whole, what is remains is also whole. Infinity minus infinity is infinity only. It is not the thing. So whole becomes manifest. The whole is becoming, the manifestation is from that whole only the manifestation is come. When the whole from whole, when you take out something, is going to reduce the first whole, first infinity? Nothing. It is still remains the same. It is not negated. The whole remains the same. This is the whole, the Brahman. What he is saying is that Brahman, right? The whole, the first whole is that Brahman. Brahman is remain invisible, invadable. Okay, the whole is that all that is invisible. The whole, the Brahman is also the visible. One whole is invisible because there are upper worlds. The whole that we are seeing is visible. That is also the Brahman. The whole, the Hiranyagarbha is born out of that whole. This, whatever this, the world is born out of that Hiranyagarbha. That's what, that is also whole. When the whole, the universe is absorbed into the whole alone remains. The whole thing is only remains. Here is giving, maybe it's a very, very like, what do you say? Very vague or something kind of thing you must be feeling. I'll give you one small example. Suppose when you are lighting up the lamps, let us take a birthday cake. First candle you are lighting up the candle. Later you'll take that candle and you light up all other candles and keep it, right? So when you are doing all other lights, is this first candle, the light is getting reduced anything? Because it lights up all other 10 candles. Is the first candle light is getting reduced? No, right? So that is the Brahman. Because the Brahman came and it became the whole world, the first Brahman is still there. Suppose you are loving your first kid. When you got your first kid, you are loving, you are giving all your love to that kid. You got a second kid. You gave a birth to a second kid. You are loving equally. Is that the love of the first kid is getting reduced anything? No. Because the same thing you are actually, same love will not reduce. So you are loving your neighbors, you are loving your kids, you are loving everybody. So the love is not reducing. The more you give, the more it will come. The more that loving feeling, because you will become the loving being. Similarly, one more example. One plant, it is giving 100 flowers. Because the first flower is so beautiful, is it not giving the 100 flowers beautiful? All 100 flowers are beautiful, right? Same thing applies in the Brahman. So everything was created by the same Brahman only, the same Paramatma, same Brahman. So when everything is same, then it won't, nothing is the same. It is all everywhere the same God is there and all is the same. That is what he is talking about here. So everything is the same. All that you can see is the same. The third one, Om Shanti Shanti. Anywhere you would have seen that Om Shanti 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 3 times, right? So 3 times, why we say is, we do not want to get 3 kinds of disturbances while we are reading this Upanishads. 3 different kinds of disturbances you don't want to get it. What are those 3 kinds of disturbances? Not only Upanishads, for everything. That is why you see many places Om Shanti 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 he will say. There are 3 disturbances for any of the things, that is Adhyatmikam. First one is Adhyatmikam. That means whatever the disturbances that causes by us, by you, by me, by different people, all the people, right? So that is a Adhyatmikam. So it could be your body illness. It could be your mental illness, or it could be somebody else giving some news, all these things. So you should not get any of these things. That is for first Shanti Mantra. Okay. The second Shanti Mantra, Adi Bhautikam. So you should not get any disturbance with any other creature, celestial creature or any other creatures. You should not get any disturbances. So that is Adi Bhautikam. The Adi Dhaivikam. The third disturbance is Adi Dhaivikam. Okay, we should not have get any disturbances because of rain, because of the heavy heavy, what do you say, tornadoes or anything like these things are all these things are with any fires or anything. So these are Adi Bhautikam. This is not in your hand. So these three, because of these three people, Adhyatmikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam, you must have hear these things whenever you are doing any of these, the Vratam or some puja, they say that. These things should not happen, kind of thing. So Om Shanti is first is Adhyatmikam, second is Adi Bhautikam, and third is Adi Daivikam. We should not get any of these disturbances while we are going through this one. So that is the Shanti Mantra, that is the meaning of Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Okay. So with this, we can start. I know I have taken the 38 minutes already, but yeah, we'll see a couple of things at least before. So whenever you are ready, after that we can continue, but let us see the first three. First three mantras are talking about three different ways of living. Okay, he is, as I told you, first mantra he is giving about how a yogini or sannyasini must see the world. That's the first mantra. Second mantra is talking about how you and me should see the world, how you can attain the moksha. The third, if you are not belong to both, how you will fall down. Okay, these are the three mantras that he is talking. The verse 1, he is talking about the path of renunciation. He is talking about the path of renunciation. I'll just read this mantra. Om Ishavasya Midam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Tenatpa Kenta Bhunjida Ma Gruhada Kasya Siddhanam. Kasya Siddhanam. So that's what he is saying. So what is that he is saying is Ishavashyamidam. So here he is saying about, I'll just give you the meaning of Ishavashyamidam. Means this, the whole world, right? Ishavashyamidam or Isha, the thing, the dwelling of the world, all this are a clothing of the cover of the Lord. What he is saying is the entire world is a cloth of that God, or the dress of the God. He is saying entire world is the dress of the God. It's nothing but nothing. Entire whatever is you are taking it as a good man, bad man, that this rich man, poor man, all the things. Everything is the cloth or the dress of the God. Yat kimcha jagatyam jagada. Whatsoever moves in this universe, whatsoever is moving in this universe is that one. Tena tektena bhujanta. By renunciation, we should enjoy. Anything is the God's thing, then you should enjoy everything that comes to your Ma grihada kasya savitum. Do not covet anybody's wealth. So these are the principles that he is saying. When you are becoming, the Lord is described here using as dhatu or vyasa. So that meaning is dwelling. Whatever that here it is, the dwelling in this world is nothing but the clothing of that Lord. The world could be taken as Lord's dwelling or Lord's cloth or Lord's dress, the entire world. So some even take the world as a world interpret as this is a coated with the cloth of the veneer of the truth. Or this is ultimately this is a truth, right? Or that which may be the Atman or the self. Entire thing is the self, that God's self only. That is what he is saying it. So all the perishable things is God. The things which are perishable are God. The things which are not perishable are God. We see everything. All the objects that have a short span is having a life is a God. And all the things that has a long life is also a God. So which means that everything which is permanent is God. Everything which is temporary is God. It is only the appearance of that particular full consciousness. So we are using the delusion of that this is good, that is bad and all. I'll give you one small example. This is a table and this is a chair. We are actually distinguishing. Or as I told you, what do you call this? What do you call immediately? If I show you, what do you call? This is a necklace you are calling. And if I show this is a earrings you are calling. But if I say this is made up of clay, it's nothing but a clay. Are you able to see the clay here? Nobody is get the thought that this is a clay. But these two are just the clay. Once if I just if I just destroy it, you have the clay. But but we are seeing this so similarly we are seeing that the world as here is Lavanya, here is Prasanna, here is Vara, here is somebody else. But everything underlying factor is that Atman. With the example, are you able to get it? This chair or table, we are thinking. But for the carpenter, this is nothing but wood. A piece of wood, right? He is changing the, once he is changing it as a table, once he is changing it as a chair, once he is changing it as a table, bookshelf, one time. But for him, everything looks wood because he is taking the wood pieces and making it. Similarly, for the jewelry maker, this is only the clay. If it is a gold, this is only the gold. But for us, it is necklace, bangles, that this, oh, I have this, but I don't have that, let me get that. I have that, I don't have that, let me get another one. Because we are thinking, these are all the different. Hey, this is gold on, you don't have gold. Yeah, I have gold, but I want something else. Similarly, in the thing, when everything was a Brahman, whatever is given to you, if you can enjoy, because everything is pervading, everything is made up of that same God, then why are you worrying? Why you wanted to have the different thing? If you can have that sense, right, or if you are in awareness, everything makes you sense. Everything makes you that sense of that Parabrahman, that Brahman only. The Sri Ramakrishna says, how do you see the world? Somebody asked Sri Ramakrishna, how do you see the world? He gave a beautiful insight. He said, like, how do you see a day? There is a full rain today. There is a pouring rain today. After that, if you go out, how do you see? There is a wet land. There is a wet trees. Everything is soaked with water, right? Everything is soaked with the water. Similarly, what he said is, oh, I'm seeing this world is soaked with Brahman. Because everything is a Brahman. It is, we are saying a different things, but everything is the Brahman. That's what. So we don't know when we will reach that state, but he's saying that the sannyasini should reach to that state where you can reach. Everything is a Brahman. Everywhere, everybody, everything. So if you are meditating and if you are coming out and doing our own task, there's no use. If you are meditating means you have to, day by day, you have to reach to that state, Aham Brahmasmi state. Aham Brahmasmi is nothing but see Brahman everywhere. Isha Upanishad is saying, if you are understand the first mantra, this mantra is itself is enough. Need not proceed to the other things. But we want to go definitely to second mantra because he talks about you and me. What we can do, right? But we may not be able to see everything. Everything we have to find the Brahman, and you cannot cover the others' health. How we can do? You cannot take the others' money. Even if they are giving as a gift also, you cannot take it. How do you do it? Is it possible? So we want to go for the second mantra, but the first mantra says this is the one, right? Okay, you can enjoy. He's not saying that don't enjoy the pleasures. In Isha Upanishad, everywhere it says, when you are in the samsara, nobody says that you have to come out and do the thing. You have to come out of that samsara. You have to leave your job. You have to not taking care of your spouse and the kids. Nothing. The more dutiful you are, the more you are reaching to the Brahman. When he says that Brahman is everywhere, the same Brahman is there in your spouse, same Brahman is there in your kids. You have to serve them. When you are serving them, you are serving the same Brahman, same that Parabrahman, right? So you can take, that's how you have to take it. Whatever moves in the world is a Brahman, and whatever is not moving Brahman, in that case, how can the spouse, and why do you want to leave the samsara? No, there's nothing. No Upanishad is talking about that. Only saying that if you are that, you can, if you are really having that, what do you say, that if you are really having that samskara of that going, leaving everything the worldly things, then he'll say that you will design, the God will design, you will design such a way that you will have that without samsara, you will have that life. Whenever you reach to that highest state, right, you may have it. But once you design, and if you are in the family, then he never says that you have to leave it. Okay. If you are leave it, then again you will be having that clay. You will be into the kleshas. Don't go to that klesh. There says that 5 kleshas. What is that 5 kleshas? Is avidya. No. Why avidya? We love. I have studied 2 masters. You studied. I am studied BTech and all. That is not vidya. The vidya is, that is all. Avidya here he means ignorance. Ignorance of what? Me thinking me as a body. Body consciousness. I am I can live only 70 years, 100 years. That's a body consciousness. So I'm not thinking that the self is limitless. You are living life after life. Whatever the life that you are getting is, it is nothing but your design, your own design. Nobody is doing something harm to you, because if you have planned major events in your life and you came here, that is why things are happening. If you understand that, you will not have this ignorance. That is the first thing. Other klosha is asmita, egoism. It's me, I am doing. It's my raga. Third one is raga, attachment. Oh, this is mine, that is yours. So that kind of attachment. Then there is dvesha, aversion. And then abhinivesha, clinging life and the fear of death. Oh, I have to be here in this body only. So these are the 5 kleshas. So if you are in these 5 kleshas, you will not able to see that Brahman. You have to come out of that. So these 5 kleshas were talked in detail in PYS. PYS, whenever I refer Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So he is a one more rishi. I cannot say he is a rishi or anything, because whenever before that, yeah, Patanjali Maharshi, that's what we all know. But when you go through and when you read it, you feel that he's a scientist. How to conduct the life. He was given even Bhagavad Gita, you have an opportunity, you will have a chance to misinterpret. The different people, the same sloka can be interpreted in a different ways. Some of the things, okay. That is why so many people, when you are talking, when you are listening to so many talks, you may be understanding in a different ways. But Patanjali Yoga Sutra, you will not have, he didn't give a scope. Yogascha chitta buddhi nirodha. If you write, then what is chitta, what is vritti, what is nirodha? He has given 3 more sutras. So like that he has given. So he said the 5 kleshas will be, you will be in the 5 kleshas. He has given avidya, 1 sloka, asmita, 1 sloka, dvesha, 1 sloka, abhinivesha. So it was very clearly defined how to conduct the life. If you take that Patanjali Yoga Sutras, it won't even this book. It is only 1 A4 page. It is 204 or 205 aphorisms. It is not even slokas, 1-liner aphorisms. So the entire thing, how you can conduct the life, he has explained. Because it came the 5 kleshas means the reference came. I'm just saying that. He is saying that enjoy everything that is given. You go and you work. You earn some money. You enjoy that money. You enjoy for yourself. There's no harm. Whenever you are earning it righteous, always have that reasoning and righteousness. Whenever you are enjoying that righteously, when you are earning that money, you have a right to enjoy that. There's no problem. Only thing is, don't get attached. Don't get attached. Today I'm able to drive a very luxury car. Enjoy that, driving that luxury car, but don't get attached to that luxury car, saying that, oh, I cannot drive if I don't have the luxury car. Whatever that you have it, just enjoy that. So that's what he's saying. Whether it is a pleasant or unpleasant, just enjoy that moment with the detachment. Whatever you get it, enjoy it with the detachment. Non-covetousness, non-greed. Don't be greed. That is what he says. So many people in other classes also, people will ask like how to explain these things to our kids. Because the Upanishads or anything, or these things are not for the older people. Somehow the Bhagavad Gita became like, if somebody died, you keep on the record there. Okay, there karma vadi karishya, something that will come. So there only you will be able to. That's how we listen, right? We didn't study as a kids, and we just listened only there. That is not the song You can keep it at the people who dead. This what is the use? Once you are dead and you are done, right? So your soul went off. Anyway, soul will understand what the mistakes have done, or what the soul is supposed to do, and what it is done. Soul is not no need to learn. Anyway, it is going to the higher world and understand. Only thing people who hear you and me have to learn. So that is not for this. We have to understand. So how you can teach the thing is Yama and Niyama. He has given like Ashtanga Yoga, he mentioned. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, right? Ashtanga Yoga, he'll mention 8 limbs of yoga. If you can follow, if you can teach those 8 limbs, slowly, if you can incorporate in your kids' lives, definitely you are going to give a very good life. So what are those? And also he's talking about in the same thing. Now asteya means non-stealing. Non-stealing means it is not stealing, means not literally stealing. You should not take anyone's money also. Take anyone's money in the form of gift also. That's what he's saying. So what will happen? At the same time, don't give also. The reason is why you don't want to give. The reason is one day you will give, 2 days you will give. That is giving you the expectation. Today I gave some gift to Lavanya. I send it. Okay, tomorrow I have an occasion. Why Lavanya did not give it to me? Is it not that kind of expectation we are getting it? If you stop giving it, stop accepting it, those kind of things will not be there. But at the same time, if somebody is there in need, go and give without expectation there. But we are doing the other way around. When there is a need, we may not go. But when there is an occasion, say happily celebrating, then you go and give all the gifts. So that is not, so non-stealing is that kind. All the wealth is perishable. You are not really owning any wealth. That's what this mantra is saying. You are not owning any wealth. Nothing is actually permanent in this world. Everything is the God's realization only. So you have to follow that. So here I just bought one good slide for you to explain this yamas and niyamas, but I'll share it to you. I would have sent it. How to do? I don't know. No, I may not. So these yamas and niyamas here, yamas that he is saying is ahimsa, non-harming. Don't harm any creature in this world. Not only human being, don't harm any creature. Second one is satya, truthfulness. Always speak truth. Asteya, non-stealing. Don't take anyone's money. Okay. Brahmacharya, remembering. Or forgetting or dropping. So here again, brahmacharya means, is it not that you should not have do that marriage? And that's not the case here. It is saying. So whatever you are having, you should have that righteous thing. Okay, righteously, you brahmacharya in the sense only when you are not married, that is the thing here is saying. So after that, you should not drop what is the dharma. You should not drop the dharma. It is not that brahmacharya. Aparigraha, don't take aparigraha. Just like that, don't take from the others. Non-possessiveness, don't possess anything from the things. These are the yamas that he is talking. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, same thing. This thing is also he is referring. What are the niyamas? Yama and niyamas, only these two only I got it for you because you may teach for the kids, right? That's what I feel it. So suchi, purity. Like what is the purity? What is it? Clean your body, clean your surroundings, all the things. That's a clean. Stauj is called santosha, contentment. Always be happy. Whatever the God has given today, be happy. Today has given a very Panchabaksha Parmana with all the feast. Enjoy the feast. Tomorrow is giving only the rice and dal. Enjoy it. So be content. Don't get attached. Whatever you get it today, enjoy it. He's not saying don't enjoy the world. Enjoy. But enjoy with the feeling that was given by God. That was given by God. So tapas, sense and training. Sense and training. So don't, and self-study. That is whatever that we are doing, right? Swadhyaya, the self-study. And Ishavara, surrender everything, that clinging or holding. Don't hold how much ever. Suppose in this life I have to be there for 70 years, I will live. I don't get fear. The clinging, that's what he talked about. Right? Don't cling to the life. Don't, oh, tomorrow if I die, what will happen? Nothing will happen. The world moves on. The world won't stop. Even your family won't stop. They will also move on. Okay, don't worry about them. Today you are living, today enjoy, today you perform all the duties. So God is not remote to us. Ultimately in this sutra, God is not somewhere. God is not remote. He is with you. He is with every creation around you. He may be coming in the form of a friend. He may be coming in the form of an enemy also, because they are trying to teach you something. They are trying to teach you something. They are trying to teach patience. They are trying to teach. Somebody cheated on you money. What you will do second time? You will be very careful. Is it not? So with one person, they taught you something, and you are careful. Maybe instead of losing a 1 lakh, you may lose 5,000 rupees, and you are just you are so cautious. And so they are coming and treat everything as, because there also that Brahman is there. God is there in them also. It is not that God is only good people. Everywhere the God is there, but they are coming and teaching. So you are part of that universal mind. Be conscious. Without that, you cannot. Without the conscious, you cannot achieve that consciousness. See the consciousness in everywhere. There is a reality in each and every person. Go to that. So that is the renunciation. If you do that, you will attain moksha. For those people who can do that, enjoy all the things. Enjoy that it is given by the God. Now, if you don't cling towards it, bunch means, so don't enjoy, but don't cling towards the life. Abandon the desire and joy. I told you today I got a gulab jam. Tomorrow don't ask for gulab jam. Today you get it, enjoy. Tomorrow also I want to have gulab jam. Then it is a desire, right? You are not able to enjoy. Okay, yesterday I get it, and today I'm not getting it. And don't ever, anytime, don't take the others' wealth in the form of gifts or anything, right? So don't expect others' wealth in the form of the gifts. In this way, if you are teaching your kids, right? See, people nowadays, every one of us is having enough, but still, if they go for a birthday party, what is that they are giving the return gift? That's how we just made them. So because of that, what is happening? What are you teaching actually? Instead of that, teach them, okay, if you, no, because you cannot control the other people, right? Because they will be giving. If you are not giving, your kid will feel, oh, something bad. My parents are not doing good enough or anything. Instead of to teach them, because they, all of them having all those things, this $1, $2 or $5 things will not help them. Let us do one thing. Instead of giving all your 20 friends 20 into $5 gifts, let us take all these things. We can give it to the person. We can sponsor a kid somewhere who is really in need of studying, or who is really in need of having some food, difficulty in having food. See, because of your birthday, somebody is studying. If you can cancel your birthday party and just make it a simple, then one person, throughout, that's how it is happening in India. If you can sponsor, so entire person's life, the entire year you can sponsor with your one kid, one birthday party or something like that. So make him a habit of that. So you teach that compassion from, that is what Aste 2.37, that's what he is saying in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, same thing. That is the first sutra of it. So shall I proceed second or stop it? Lavanya, it's up to you.
Yes, Prasanna, the second one, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Everybody wants to listen second one, okay? Because I told you that it is for you and me, the second one. Let me read what is the second one, and I'll explain. The second one here is kurvanne veha karmani jijiveschatam sama evam tvaya nanyadhestu karma lipyate sare. So what is that he is saying is kurvane iha em karani, perform the works here in the world. So whatever that the duty was given to you, perform it. He is saying, forget about the first one. First one is totally the ideal person. Okay, ideal person, how it has to be done. Second one is about the path of karma, how you and me can attain that moksha. First one is path of renunciation. The second one is also how you can attain that using a normal people, how we can. Jivite Satyam Samaha. One should desire to live full 100 years. That is very happy, right? To desire to live full 100 years is very, very happy thing, because all of us want to, everybody birthday given. So yeah, Satayushman Bhava, 100 years, live 100 years. That's how we all can desire to live 100 years. How? Evam Tayi na anayate itam. Alone the path, there is no other path. How? Action does not cling to the man's following this path. If you are doing that, if you are following the path of karma, so the path of the karma is just to do the karma that is assigned to you. One is, you should not sit idle here. You can do it. That is what you and me. We cannot sit idle. If the God says that, okay, don't do anything, I will give you moksha, we cannot live. So we have to do something. So in this karma path, do the thing that is assigned to you. If it is a family, do it. If it is a job, do it. Do it in such a way, it is a righteous. How you have to follow? What scripture says to live. How you have to live as per the prescribed means of the scriptures, with the total dispassion, without worrying about the results of your actions. Without worrying the results of your actions, you have to live. So that means you want to do. So here is the problem. Like, suppose if we say normally, we are saying that we are doing a very good task, or I'm donating for the 100 people, doing some food and all. Then we will say, okay, I did this. We will say that. That means we wanted to, if you are doing that for without anything, that is a different thing. Suppose you are going and telling 10 people that I did this, so that they also have an opportunity to do that, that is a different thing. That's a different thing. But if you are doing that, they should recognize you that you did something great. That's where the problem. Okay, that is the problem. That is why so many people, they will give, but they will say that anonymous. They don't want to. They just want to do it and be anonymous. So again, here is the bhavam. Whenever you are saying something, what is that important, right? That is important here. Do that, but don't expect actions, results. Because you are assigned some duty, even when you are raising the kids, raise the kids properly. Don't expect anything from them. Give them whatever that you are supposed to give. Teach them all yamas and niyamas and taught them. Just because I did so much thing, and at the end you have to take care of me. That is a wrong expectation. You should not have any expectations of the kids, of the thing. So you can say that Matu Deva Bhava, Pitru Deva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava, Aditi Deva Bhava, and you explain them as per the scriptures. Whether they are following or not is not your thing. Because I taught they have to take care of us. That kind of expectations, you should not have it. They should be having it that, okay, yes, these are the things that we have it, we have to do it. Okay, so that kind of thing. The follow and the addiction scriptures determines the one's duty. Acting this manner, we will not have bad karma. We will not have, if you go to that Sri Krishna, whatever he says, he said, go and kill the people in the Kurukshetra. But that became Dharmakshetra. Why? Because he is saying that it's not with the intention. He is saying that this is the truth. This is the rule. You have to, dharma, for the sake of dharma, you have to do this. It is not the selfish motto. Then even if you are killing, it is not actually, you are not getting any karma. He says that, oh, no. Arjuna says, no, I don't want to kill my relatives. Is it not Arjuna did any of the killing things before? Before Kurukshetra, he did it. He never cried. Why he is crying? Because he is having that attachment. These are my brothers, these are my uncles, these are the people my relatives. That attachment, with that attachment only, he is actually crying. So he's saying, whenever there is a dharma, you go and do it. That will not attach anything. So anything, and he is saying that whether it is a good or bad, I did very good thing for 100 people. I said 1,000 people that I did good, and I'm expecting something good come, it will come. Because that the good account is also there with you. Suppose you did something good and you are not expecting anything, that account will not be there with you. That good account will not be there. Similarly, in some cases, you have to kill something. You have to kill something because of your righteousness. If you, you are a, what do you say? You are a soldier. There is a thing. There is a war. You have to kill the other people. But there you are not doing for your selfish motto. You are doing for your country. So you are not expecting anything results for yourself. Then that kind of thing, it will not attach as a bad karma to you. So even whether good karma or bad karma, if it is attached with you, if you are expecting some results, if it is attached with you, you have to come again to this life in order to balance it. If there is a lot of good things you did it, nothing bad you did it, then also why I came? Because you did a lot of good, you expect a lot of good, you have to come and enjoy the world. In that process of enjoying, that Maya will come and you don't know whether you will be doing good or bad. So don't cling to the things, good or bad, leave it to that. I am doing as per the scripture, as per the dharma, I am living and going. So then a man wishes to live 100 years, should be performing all his duties perfectly with towards the Supreme God. It is for the God's sake, karma yoga. Just do the thing. You should do whatever it is assigned to you. Do that karma yoga without expecting any results. You have a right to do the things, but you do not have a right to expect the results. I didn't remember the exact sloka. You have that karmena Faleshu something in the Bhagavad Gita also. You have right to do things, but you cannot expect the results in that. The same thing was explained here. Aim for 100 years. You can live, but aim with the thing, whatever is implying, whatever is given by the God, and live your life according to the scriptures. So in that way, you can desire to live 100 years. Such a karma, such a karmic, don't do any karmic bondages in your life. Otherwise, you have to come again and again. But don't have that. Because we taught the second also, I cannot leave the third and go. Let me finish the third. Because if you are not, the karma yoga, right? Not clinging, if you are following it, then you are actually you are going to that Paramatma. If you are doing that because you don't have any bondage, then you are going to that Paramatma. You are not fear of death or anything. Ultimately, so if you cannot do all the Brahman and everything, you cannot see Brahman in everywhere, just to do good and go. Whatever your inner says, do good and go. That's enough. So in that way, you are able to attain the moksha. That's what he is saying. That's what the karma yoga. Then the third one, he says that Asura, it starts with Asura. In the third sutra, it says with Asura, Asurya namate loka andeva tamasa vruta tangde pretyabhigaschanti eko atma hano janaha. So Asura nama loka. They is saying that there is Asura nama loka. That Asura means Rakshasa, right? So those demons are living. So there are the worlds. If you are not following either one or two, you will go to that world. If you are not living a righteous world, or if you are not living a renunciation world, then you will go to that this sunless states, andhakara loka, right? So these demons, they live. So you will go to that world. Andhena tamasa aviroda, and enveloped in the blinding gloom. So you will be going into that thing. And tyagam, to which go after death. When you will go after, you will be going to that particular those lokas. So people who are the slayers of their own soul, they are saying that you are the slayers of your own soul. So what he is saying is, if you are not doing, you are actually committing the suicide of your soul. Means you are not, because in the upper things, whenever you want to get your the human body, you promise it that I will do this, I will do that, and you promise it so many things, and you came to you took the human body and came here, and after that you forget. You have to live like a sattvic food with all the with the other self knowledge. You should not do any ahimsa. These kind of things you thought you will be living, but once you came here, you are into the world, and you are not actually, you are into the sensual enjoyment, your senses enjoyment, all these things you are going. Then what will happen? You are actually wasting your life. You're actually wasting the human body, that whatever you have got it, the 78 years old life, then all the life you are wasting it. Because of all this tamo guna, rajo guna, these things. If you are in sattva guna, then you are doing in the righteous things. So that's what he is saying. Always perform your duties. Ever doing so, if you are not doing, you will be going into this andhakara loka. That's what he is saying it. Okay. Always think and speak according to what it dictates. If you are not what higher self says, you must have, when you are doing the meditation, you must have heard about this higher self, right? Anybody heard? Okay. So the higher self is the one that is a soul self. It is always direct you. Do that, don't do this, do that, don't do this. So that kind of whatever you just, or somebody says that listen to your antaratma, right? Antaratma will says what is the right or what is the wrongness. So just go. Anything, don't go with the sensuous pleasures. Go with the broad mind. Okay, do something which is useful to many. Suppose if there are two tasks, it is very useful to me, it is useful to many. Which task you have to choose? You have to choose the thing which is useful to many. If you are doing that sadhana, even if you are not able to see the Brahman everywhere, you will be reaching the moksha because you didn't do anything. You are trying to do everything good. You may not you go to the path of that sorrow, the path of that renunciation path, but you try to do good. Then you will go into the moksha only. Otherwise, you will be going into the asura loka, and this is the path of sorrow. The third path is the path of sorrow. If you are not following, you are killing animals, you are killing that, and you are doing all that lies, and you are not always talking about truth, and you are getting the things from everybody, and you are, because you don't have a right to get from the things of the other, right? So then you will go for all the physical characteristics, you will go to the asura loka, or you may be born as a poverty, and you may have to, because you have to balance your life, right? Whatever that. So enjoy the blessings that was given in this life. Already you have blessings, don't get from others. Okay, happily enjoy. Don't go to the asura world, don't go to this path of the sorrow. No, these are the ignorant ones, that is called avidya. That is called avidya. Here, if you are ignorant of these things, these are the lazy ones, these are good for nothing. So don't go for that kind of things. Do good, don't suicide your souls. These are the slayers of souls, that they are called as these are the slayers of souls. So slayers of souls means they are committing suicide, spiritual suicide. That is what called spiritual suicide. Don't commit your soul as spiritual suicide. They are don't become the victims of those people. So understand the knowledge. Talking about this knowledge, this is a great opportunity that you got as a human birth. No one in this creatures in this entire world, only one who can talk, who can put your spine erect and walk is human being. Every spine is like this only. You have observed? Every other creature, the spine is like this. Only spine erect. So that is why in the meditation also says that spine erect and do it. Don't be crouching like this and like this. Okay. So only that is the only person who can think, who can understand that God, who can reach that Paramatman is human being. So do not waste your life. I hope at least this will give, with these 3 sutras will give a logical end, because the other things you can always learn as an independent, the self-knowledge or anything. But these are the 3 paths that Isha Upanishad says. The first path of renunciation. Second path, the path of karma yoga. Third path is path of sorrow. Nobody wants to go. But if you are not going 1 and 2, you will be going 3. Nobody want to go 3. That is pretty sure. But if you don't want to go 3, you have to understand 1 and 2, follow one path. Follow one path. If you are not able, if you are a very good practitioner, you can go for the 1 path. If you cannot, at least go for 2 path. Second path. Do is at least spend some time for others. Do some good things for others. And do your duties perfectly. Don't teach wrong things to your kids or wrong things to your neighbors or anything. So these are all the things. As I told you, we may not think, we may not consciously think we will do birthday parties and we will give some gifts and we will do. So you are thinking that you are actually, to be frank enough, we are actually showing off our wealth. We're not doing anything good. It's a fun thing. So you need not show off the wealth for somebody. That is not a good thing. Do, if it is you want to do something, show off the wealth which is for needy. Stop doing that. You are teaching bad things, because you are giving, your neighbor is giving, that neighbor is giving. If one person is started trying to live in a very, then everybody will, that the kid will feel bad. If you're not doing now the return gifts, then your kid will start feeling bad because you have done all these days. You have to slowly build up that. Whatever we are doing, you have to slowly make them understand. Then they will start doing it. That's how you should bring it. Once you teach these values from the kids, that is why I said Upanishads or the Bhagavad Gita is not for those who are the 60s or 70s, not for the old people. It is for the young kids. If you can understand now, we know how to conduct our life, how to conduct better our life, how to live our life in a better way, in a good way. If not, what is happening? Remember, wherever you go spiritually, suppose there is 1 to 100 scale, you went to 20 in this lifetime. Next lifetime, you will start from 20, you won't start from 1. That is not our kindergarten 1 to 3. Okay, if you reach to 20, you will start somewhere, you will something will trigger you and you will go directly 20. That is why you see some of the people's growth is very fast. You see that some of the people growth spiritually is very fast. Even I asked the Patri sir why. Then he said like, okay, no, you choose that life for 40 years. I don't want to do any of these things. You want to enjoy it. Then it started and it will bump up because this is all the previous samskara that you have it. So from 20 to 40 you go, or 50 you go this lifetime. It won't go again. So next lifetime you'll start from 50. Somehow it triggers and it will start from 50. So try to go progress in this lifetime. We may not see, as in the Sutra 1 says, right, and Sloka 1, we may not see the entire world is soaked in Brahman. But if we can see the God in every person, or if you can see that, okay, understand that every person is coming and teaching you something. Even if some person is saying, the other day, there are something I'm doing, all the 10 people were happy, the one person is not happy, and she said something. But I feel like, okay, she's trying to teach that patience to me. Let me handle that. How to ignore that, how to let it go also is an art. Otherwise, we will be in that only. So just try to progress a bit by bit every day. Definitely, we will reach the point when that, as I told you, the Parsival can reach, when Ramakrishna, all these people, Vivekananda did not reach in one lifetime. That time he was already ripe fruit. The moment the Ramakrishna touches, he was enlightened, right? So that samskara came to him from the past so many lives. It doesn't come in all in one life. So we all can become that. Only thing is, don't think that, don't go to that duality mode. He is different and I am different. I cannot become that kind of mode. Go to that Advaita. You are all one. That's why that 7-minute video itself is enough to understand entire Upanishads. These are all to support that 7-minute video. And each Upanishad is independent. Anything, anywhere, if you start learning, you can just do that. Okay. Here I'll stop. Any questions I'll take.
Thank you, Prasanna, for the wonderful session, as usual. So good. Friends, please do let us know if you have any questions. You can either raise your hand or unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat as well. One of our master is asking Tattva Bodha, like she's asking if you can take a session on Tattva Bodha. Are you aware of it?
Yeah, we can take it up, and maybe whenever time permits, we can take it up.
Sure.
And I think I didn't tell you this, for this Upanishad, the previous one is from Atharvana Veda. This is from Shukla Yajurveda. Ayurveda is a big one. It was divided into 2 Vedas, Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. This is coming from Shukla Yajurveda.
Thank you, Chandana, for the wonderful feedback. Anyone else have question, friends?
Yeah, we may not able to see next week. Something else was scheduled, it seems. So whenever we get a chance,
Yes.
we will discuss the other parts of this Isha Upanishad.
It's quite interesting, Prasanna. So though it is in deep, but I feel it's quite interesting. A question from Sandeep. A question on Patanjali Sutras. Are they derived from this Isha Upanishad?
No, they are not derived from this Upanishad, because that Asteya and all those things, whatever the Isha Upanishad says, also was given, because these Upanishads was way older than Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Maharshi was written way later. But that's what here these Upanishads will have that kind of the total spirituality thing. But because those things like Asteya, all those things were mixed, right? So I feel like I bring that context, because I also bring that context. Many times whenever we are studying these Upanishads, people will ask, it is very hard to teach kids. How do I teach Upanishads to the kids? But if you read the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is not hard. There is a one book on yamas and niyamas. You go and search in Amazon. You will get that book. Read that book. Try to understand each and every sutra, how you can translate and send it, give it to the kids. So like I gave you small examples here, like a birthday parties, how you should do it, and how they can don't compare yourself with the other kids, right? And the thing, whether it is in the grades or anything, don't compare that. So try to build their own strength, come out of it. So these small things, if we can take care first, if we parents, if we are as a parents, if we can understand first, then we can build. That is the reason why I bring those. I thought it is relevant here, because same thing was taught even in the Isha Upanishad. I'll send you the presentation. It has like a exact meaning of that Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and I thought I'll show, but there is some technical issue. I couldn't log into my system.
So Yamas and Niyamas is from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So that is a book you're referring to, Prasanna.
Yeah,
Okay.
just yamas and niyamas, we have the book. There is a Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it's Ashtanga Yoga. We have the 8 limbs of yoga, and the yamas and niyamas are the first 2 limbs.
Okay.
He talks about 4 Bahiranga Yoga, 4 Antaranga Yoga. The Bahiranga Yoga is Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Asana, Pranayama. So Yama, Niyama is what I taught, and Pranayama, different kinds of how Pranayama helps. Asanas, how it can help. And then Pratyahara means withdrawal of your senses. Don't go after your senses. That is Pratyahara. From Pratyahara, it starts Antaranga Yoga. So you enjoy. That's what I say. Enjoy what. If you get something today, enjoy it. I'm not saying don't enjoy, but don't try getting it again and again. So that is the thing. And also Pratyahara, after the Dharana, focus. Concentrate, focus, that which is actually lack in ours as well as our kids. We want to do something, we open another window and do something, we will see our watch, do something else. Meanwhile, we'll get some call and see. So we are not actually focusing all other things. 100% you can stop all other things and do whatever we are supposed to do. Right? We are not doing that multitasking. We are focusing the dharana, the third one. Dharana, after the dhyana. So if you are continuously focusing on that dhyana, then samadhi. These are the 8 limbs. So he talks about all the 8 limbs. It was very beautifully. I really became so much fan of that Patanjali Maharshi after reading these 8 limbs, because very clearly he says in samadhi also, sarvikalpa samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, how suppose if some wish is there in this lifetime, I couldn't finish that wish. Somewhere in my mind, the wish is I want to become a model. That wish is that I didn't become a model. Let us take. So that how that impression will be stored in my mind, and next janma also how it will come back. Or if I'm storing some fear within me, how the in next incarnation also how that fear will comes out. So all this he beautifully explains. If you get a chance, whenever, but that is really like it takes a year to explain those Patanjali Yoga Sutras, because it is 205, 204 FRMs. 205 or 204, but you can go by pada. Each pada will have like 40 or 50, take a break, then go ahead. So yeah, if you take by pada, 10 classes, you may be finishing one pada. Whenever you get any of the people, eminent people who can teach, that's a good thing. Maybe you can enjoy more Patanjali Yoga Sutra than Upanishads, because Upanishads is a next level, right? It's a totally higher level. But the thing is, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and the third one, can anybody tell? Prasthana Trayam, Brahma Sutras. These three is called Prasthana Trayam. So if these three are linked, in the spiritual level, if you have to understand these three, Bhagavad Gita, not entire Vedantas, Upanishads are enough. Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutras. If you can read these three, then you will be able to understand that complete thing. So Brahma Sutras are any questions. So it is not the new thing, but any questions, any doubts that you have, they will explain in Brahma Sutras. So if you cannot go, cannot go, before that you can go to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is giving a very scientific way of understanding. Maybe you would have enjoyed today's class than Mandukya Upanishad, because Mandukya Upanishad is bit higher level. Today's class is giving in normal people what should be done, how we can teach the kids. I also get the references. So you are able to connect more those dots. But there are represents the Jagadravastha, so that you can understand as a lesson, but you may not able to connect there. These things you may be able to connect here. That's why we may be able. That's the reason I like Patanjali Yoga Sutra more, because it is all implementable. I want to give a timeline of Patanjali, so I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you, Vara sir, for the feedback. Thank you, Malti ma'am, as well.
Any questions? I think Vara, whoever asked read that question, we answered in the last class.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether he got it or not. He or
he. Yeah.
He. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Prasanna.
I think we don't have any questions. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. See you next time, whenever our time permits.
Sure. Yeah. All the best for your exam, Prasanna. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you once again. And we'll meet again for all these sessions, for the upcoming Upanishads. I want to learn at least from myself.
Yeah. Whoever asks her, whenever, no, if it has meant for it, you will get time. I'll get time. That's all I can say.
Yes, Prasanna.